Development Log 10 of a Suckerfree Games production. The designers, Danielle Dorsey.
I love video games.
Liam McDonald.
Waka waka.
The programmer, John Norman. Sprite artist, Bernard McKinney. Armed with a fridge of energy drinks, an Xbox 360, and the Torque X 2D engine, this group of gaming geniuses have banded together in an unholy alliance to produce a masterpiece of retro gaming goodness. Dungeons. This is their true story.
Okay, it's 2:19 a.m.
2:25.
2:25 a.m. John, you've been working on the archers. Let's see it.
Bug, sweet.
Respawn? Holy shit.
What a great bug that if you get knocked out of the air, you can't move anymore. Oh, bug. That's such a terrible one. Pencil around to your stomach.
We have 20 days remaining. That day's gone. This is what we have to do.
Tired face.
Ogre sound. So, what's your opinion about the project?
It's actually going to happen. I'm still slightly in shock. It's just one thing to talk about it, and then another thing to actually see it happening.
We're full of science over here.
Yes.
Lots and lots of science. And we're contractually obligated.
Warm, squishy science.
Yeah. Well, we're contractually obligated to get the alpha demo finished within a deadline. Then we're contractually obligated to have the finished game in a deadline.
Awesome.
So, by having a fire literally placed under our asses, we have no choice but to finish this thing.
Yes, awesome. I think that's the only way it would get finished. If there wasn't a fire, then it probably would not ever see the light of day.
Are you referring to 3D Realms? This design document is kicking me in the nards. Because I really don't know how to... Look,
Nobody knows, Will. Nobody knows.
I've been, working... You got it on me? I've been, working on this design document since the beginning of the quarter. And it's kind of been sitting at around 18 pages, 20 pages. And... I add to it, but then I just refine it, and then when I get done refining it, it shrank back down, and I was like, oh, okay, not a big deal. But then I was like, the issue is how much detail do you put into something like this? A lot of a design document is for marketing purposes. It's so you can get a publisher to pick up your game, and you go like, Mr. Publisher, actually, this is a developer really, because you're like, I'm a writer, I made a design document. This is all of my thoughts and ideas and concepts, and here you go. And the developer goes like, here's a team, we're going to make this game, you're hired, blah, blah, blah. And then you're just like, oh, okay, I'm cool. And that's great, fine and dandy, but when you're making the game yourself, it's like reading an ID Soft document. It's literally like Rise of Triad was 3 pages long for their first design document. It's more like a spec sheet than anything. And in this case, I mean, a lot of the marketing stuff I'm trying to think out, but it's just really, really hard because there's no set template for any of this. You can look online for templates on this stuff, and you'll find about 4 dozen different versions, none of which look alike. And it changes between what kind of game you're doing. I'm doing a brawler, and there's no templates out there for brawlers. And I do mean none, 0. It is very aggravating. And I try to I just read through all these things. I've read 2 of the books now on game design, and they give me examples how to do this. And I've been trying to follow them. It's like they say in the book, not everything will apply to my game. But the problem is, it's such a weird hybrid of gaming because we have cutscenes in it and stuff, and that all supposed to, there's so many different structures. I kind of wrote it originally with the structure of like a free flow, as in it is an acceptable style of like the 90s when you wrote documents where you'd have like, okay, this is gameplay, this is your cutscene, and then you have like a list of ambient effects, and you have like a character, like you describe like the attack patterns and stuff, and you go that way. But I don't know, just the whole thing, just I'm having a very hard time keeping it organized in any kind of like logical sense that someone could pick this up and follow through to an executable product. And that's kind of what I've been learning how to do this quarter, but man, it's just a pain. My document sits at about 35 pages now. Hopefully, it's supposed to be 90 when it's finished. That was my estimate. It looks like it will be there, but I need to get some more art in there, and I need to figure out how I'm organizing it. It's giving me quite a headache.
Maybe you should just like write your own template or something.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point, and that's acceptable. For according to that book, I mean, it varies between companies, it varies between publishers, it varies between developers. All the template, it just gets handed down to people until eventually you get to a marketing document, and that is like handed by a PR department. So, like what I'm dealing, that's just like press release, like you were saying earlier. When you looked at the ID Soft thing, that was actually a design document. It looked to you like something you would just hand out to gamers saying, "This is our game, it's being made," or "This is a patch. These are the details of why we have this patch."
Exactly.
And yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's like a 360 thing. It's still coming out. That's released to the public, and then there's what you give to the developer, and we are the developer, so it's really hard. And I'm tired. It's almost 3. And I think I must sleep, so I guess this is it. Good night.
Look at the time right to here. If I could focus on it. Focus on it! Damn it.
I just
I will not focus on it.
Here.
Just take our word for it. It is very late.
Yeah, go ahead and cut.
Don't be a sucker!